What's the point of everything? If there's a God, why did God cause us to exist? To understand this, we need to examine the process by which God and the universe influence each other. Everything in the universe is in a constant state of motion. Even if you tried to lie still and do nothing, you wouldn't be able to stop the inner workings of your mind and body from continuing to flow. Even at death, your body returns to the earth as a new form of energy. The protons and electrons never stop moving within you. This constant state of motion flows from a constant source of energy that we will call universal prime energy, or the origin of all energy in the universe, which is caused by God. From this energy, everything exists as a projection of God's dual characteristics, some things manifesting more plus than minus, and vice versa. Because universal prime energy is what unifies all things have a tendency to want to reunite, and through give and take action, they form something new as a result of their union. We call this origin, division, union, action, and this is the basis for all things to exist, multiply, and create. For example, protons and electrons form new atoms through their give and take action, and atoms form molecules. Animals multiply and maintain their species through give and take action between male and female. The mind and body engage in give and take in order to carry out activities to further the purpose of life. The give and take between husband and wife in a family, among people in a society, between government and citizens in a nation, and among nations of the world, are essential for them to live together in harmony and peace. This is how God influences the universe. How do we influence God? Let's go back to the beginning, trying to understand the truth about ourselves. Why are we here? What is our purpose? It's important to note that the purpose of anything is not determined by the thing itself, but by the one who created that thing. We didn't create ourselves, so our purpose is decided by our Creator. Is it possible for God to have desires for us? Not only is it possible, it's highly probable, because if human beings can have desires, then it stands to reason that whatever caused us to exist is also able to have desires. What could God's desires for us possibly be? As mentioned earlier, God is a being of heart. Naturally, a loving being isn't happy without someone to love. It needs an object partner. Now, let's say you were singing a song to someone. What kind of object partner would you find the most fulfillment singing to? It would be the one most similar to you, who can understand your song and relate on the deepest level. God's desire for an object partner would be to reflect Him 100% to the point of being on the same level. But wouldn't God want to always be at least a little higher than everyone else? Let's take the example of a parent. Does a parent want their child to never become as great as them? Most parents would tell you that they want their children to surpass them in every area. And what makes the parent most happy? When the child is happy. This is what it boils down to. God's desire is for human beings to reflect Him 100% by becoming like God in heart and finding true joy. This gives God joy. In short, our purpose is to return joy to God by finding joy ourselves. That is how we influence God. Alright, so you could say the point of everything is to return joy to God. But how? The answer may have been hiding under our noses for thousands of years. In the ancient book of Genesis, it is written that when God created man, He said, "Be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion over the earth." We've been reading this passage for generations, but let's look at it from the framework of this diagram. When it comes to human beings, we can divide all of the possible give and take relationships into three basic categories: our relationship to ourselves, our relationship with other people, and our relationship with everything else in the universe. The first category is be fruitful, which means working on yourself as a person by getting your mind and body to have a harmonious relationship so that you can become mature in heart. Anything dealing with working on yourself is included in this category. The second category is to multiply, which happens when offspring are created and raised, and involves forming a harmonious relationship within the family. Once there is unity in the family, this model can be expanded to include unity in society, in the nation, and in the world. The third category is to have dominion over the earth, and this involves forming unity between humanity and the rest of the natural environment to create a harmonious planet. This also includes improving how you relate with your own personal environment as well as your money and possessions. We will refer to these as the three great blessings, and they are a blueprint to discovering true joy and thereby returning that joy to God. Next, we'll discuss why we don't see a loving society and world today, and why God doesn't do something about it. Watch the next video to continue.